This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? Visit gocurrency.com. And by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com.
And welcome to Columbus, Nebraska, Thursday night soccer on News Channel Nebraska as the Columbus Discoverers host the Fremont Tigers. This matchup brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need them. Brandon Axelman and Columbus SCOTUS soccer legend John Brzezinski with you for all of the action tonight. And John, when you look at this matchup and look at these two teams, they're sort of going in opposite directions in terms of the results, but a lot would go a long way for a W here for either team tonight. First off, for Columbus, John, they started out 2 wins. They've dropped the last 3 and are hoping to get back in the win column.
Yeah, 3 close losses, 1 goal results in each game, but I would expect a pretty good bounce back from them tonight.
And specifically for the Discoverers, a quick turnaround. They had a game Tuesday against Kearney, got rescheduled to last night. How much could heavy legs potentially play a part playing back-to-back games?
Well, they could, especially if Columbus doesn't go real deep in their bench. They're going to rely on the same guys to kind of get the same production from them. So if they can control the ball early, I think that'll help them as the game goes.
And on the flip side, Fremont, winless last season, 2 wins this year. Already after dropping their first 2, they've won 2 in a row, including a very big win the last time out.
Correct. They beat Lincoln East for the first time in about 20 years. And Jeremy Tosai is a good coach, so he's got those guys going in the right direction. So I'm expecting some good things from them tonight, too.
Well, let's talk about some of the players that we may be seeing some good things from. First off, for the Columbus Discoverers, Jason Spencer in the midfield for Columbus High does a lot for the Discoverers.
Very solid player. Been a 4-year starter, going to play college at Iowa Western. So everything kind of goes through him, and I think as the fans watch that tonight, they're going to be able to notice him. The Columbus High will look to play through him. He'll look to distribute the ball up the field and also get back in defensive transition.
Leading the team with 3 assists. He is the one who straws the drink for this Discoverers team. And then you look at Fremont, Alex Trinidad, leading goal scorer last year. He's doing the same this year.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this guy on the right wing tonight. They're going to look for him, in isolation, and I think if he can get to goal and attack, it could make things interesting.
Soccer here on News Channel Nebraska on a Thursday evening. Brandon Axelman, John Brzezinski with you as Columbus hosts Fremont. Stay with us. We're about 4 minutes from kick here at Columbus High.
Pre-game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com.
A fresh start. A resolution to grow more. Gain more. Give more. The process is the same. Plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we. Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones, and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time, and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
Start your next journey with Woodhouse. Our commitment extends beyond just selling cars. We offer an unparalleled car buying experience that allows you to shop and buy all online. Explore an array of new brands, makes, and models, as well as our large selection of pre-owned vehicles. And it's easy to get started today with our streamlined purchasing process online, granting you the freedom to secure your next vehicle anytime, anywhere. Discover a better way to buy with Woodhouse.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Welcome back. As you can see, less than a minute until we get started here at Columbus High. Discoverers hosting Fremont. Now is a perfect time to take a look at our Community Spotlight brought to you by Currency. If you need help financing big ticket items, Currency is here to help. Find out more at GoCurrency.com. First off, for Fremont, in a town of a population just shy of 30,000, 27,000 plus in Dodge County, the Tigers are an enrollment of 1,230, and when you look at what this boys program has done, John, one trip to state, that being back in 2000. They're hoping that perhaps in the near future they'll return to Morrison.
That would be nice to see, and like I said, Jeremy Tosar does a really good job, so I see a lot of development going forward.
Tosaya in his second year with the program now for the Discoverers, town of power and progress. 24,000 plus here in Platte County, just shy of 1,000 on the enrollment mark. And you look at the Discoverers tradition, 14 trips to the state tournament, most recently last year where they were knocked out in the first round in overtime. 2 trips to the championship game, John, 09 and 2019 where they finished runners-up.
Yeah, and never had a losing season in the history of their program, so consistency, huge.
Always a top goal for head coach John Arlt. Said there's 2 things we want to do as a program: keep that winning record streak alive, which they've done every single year as a program, and also, of course, ambitions to make it to state. They're a team with a proud tradition and history, although it's been a little rough sledding as of late. Mentioned the fact they're on a 3-game skid. Started the season, victories over North Star and Millard South. Since then, 0-1 loss to Grand Island in overtime, 0-1 loss at Lincoln High, and then last night, a 3-2 defeat to Kearney. If you're looking for the silver lining, Coach Arlt said, you know, we were up 1-0 at halftime, conceded 3 goals in about the first 10 or 15 minutes of the second half, did get 1 back, and he said the last 15 minutes he saw this team playing with fire and passion that had been lacking the past match or match and a half. He's hoping that carries over to this match here just 24 hours later.
You know, and they're a pretty senior-leading team, so leadership is big. Good experience across the board with the whole group.
A couple of other things, too, the Discoverers dealing with. Some players banged up, one of which was Luke Messersmith. He went out in that game against Kearney last night. Typically a starter. He is not going to be starting or playing here tonight, so just another thing that the Discoverers will have to deal with.
Well, that'll be a good opportunity for next man up, Jonathan Martinez, freshman. Good opportunity for him to get to start tonight. Columbus High consistently always strong in the back line. Defense is always disciplined, communicates well. So having that back line with the good leadership in Esch, kind of keep him in control of the match early here.
Esch has been a mainstay, as you mentioned, now a senior, as we do have offsides called by the AR. Looking down the starting lineup for both of these teams, you mentioned Esch. You also have Freshour on that back line, who's a junior. Alongside, well, it was Messersmith, but as mentioned, it's now Martinez. As Columbus launching an attack on the far side. Chance for a shot from distance goes well wide.
You're going to see both teams kind of go between 4-3-3, 4-4-2, depending on how the game flows. And if they start to lose one part of the midfield, they might drop one player down. Both teams right now 4-3-3.
Fairly free-flowing here early on is now Fremont with a dangerous opportunity. You have Cole White there to deal with the threat.
Connor's a player that's kind of worked into his zone the last couple years, coming off an injury early in his career, but has bounced back real well, has played well.
Again, talking about Fremont, mentioned it in the pregame, 0 wins as a program last season. He had a first-year head coach and said, he wasn't shy about it. He said, we didn't quite have the buy-in. We were trying to start a new system, and it just didn't quite click year one. But here the Tigers are in year 2, and sitting at 2-2 after 4 matches is something you can't complain about. He has really credited the senior leadership and the captains of this team, where it is clicking a little bit more. There is that buy-in, and that never hurts when you're in the second year of learning a system.
Yeah, exactly. And if, you see Jeremy on the screen there, experienced college coach coming into a program that's not a lot of success, in the history of the program. So getting a feel for the players, what they, how they respond to different coaching styles. And Jeremy's very experienced and definitely seems to be going in the right direction.
So again, Cole White is there. Fremont threatening. Talking about Coach Tisaya too, he has a different background than most. Parents were missionaries, so he lived overseas ever since he was 11 for quite a while, including his high school years. Spent time in Russia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, before coming back to the United States, and he went to college at Wayne State in northeast Nebraska.
And he's had his hands in some different programs around the area, so he's been local, establishing a lot of relationships, so it's good to see.
Also mentioned too, year 1, he said, being an entirely college coach for 2 decades, a lot of things to learn, a lot of differences going from the college to the high school level, and he said last year was a learning experience for him as much as anyone.
It's a huge difference. Just understanding maturity, how you talk to kids, how you talk to young men in a college setting is way different. So you got to really connect, and and that's kind of might take a year or two, and seems like they're again heading in the right direction.
Well, here you have Mejia bombing forward from the back line. He has been a very pleasant surprise for Coach Arnold, stepping in for Jorge Tovar, who had been there for 3-4 years as the mainstay.
Yes, and kind of see him or Esh once in a while make runs up like you saw there. Replacing Tovar's big shoes there, and he's done well so far.
Just over 5 minutes in, 0-0 your score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Go green with E15 and fill up at your nearest A-stop today. Chance for Columbus. Excellent shot, and Kirby is there for the save.
Great turn and hit by Beltran. Service played in from Freshour on the right side here as an overlapping back, and finds Beltran on the backside. Great settle, turn hit.
Beltran, the leading goal scorer for the Discoverers with 3 so far this season. Denied his 4th there. And this is well worth another look, brought to you by Beatrice Community Hospital. Turn, kept it low, all things you want.
Good little half volley there. So that's not an easy thing to do either, especially balls coming in with you and the wind's kind of messing with it.
Saved by Kirby, and Coach Tisaya couldn't speak enough about Kirby, who is one of those senior leaders this season and a captain. Played about 15 minutes in his first match last season. Broke his wrist. Was out for the entire season till about the past 4 games. Got back in for a very short amount of time. Made another save. Broke his forearm or fractured something in his arm and had to miss the rest of the season. And he has come back, rehabbed, and Coach Tisaya couldn't say enough good things about his perseverance, his spirit, and his character.
You know, and then one thing that, you know, obviously is a physical injury, but the part that gets overlooked a lot of the time is the mental aspect. So, you know, being confident once again to take a ball or, you know, be in a collision area. So, your early signs looks like he's doing really, really well. You know, it's not as windy as this has been. I mean, we've been together out here before, but it does play factor early, and teams settle in, try to find their way. And it's an adjustment for both squads, whether you're playing into it or you have it at your back.
Yeah, judging by the flags.
Yeah, it's kind of coming across, you know, probably southwest wind, so Columbus is more into it than Fremont is. But boy, last night that thing seemed like it switched about 3 times during the girls' game.
And this ball's still in play, and a real opportunity here for the Discoverers. Room to work with.
Beltran again up the wing, slotting it. Coming in, and it's in.
The Discoverers strike first, finding the back of the net. On the counter, believe it's going to go to Deonda. A lot going on there. Here's the replay.
We'll get a good run in here. Yeah, just kind of got through. Number 9.
Adame.
Adame came through. Finished the run.
Adame's second goal of the season comes in the 9th minute here. Columbus striking first.
You know, really good hustle up the left side by Beltran, and Adame stayed with the run. Able to poke through. First goal early on like that is big. Kind of sets the tone. Columbus High can, you know, start to work the ball even a little bit more. Start to find some gaps to attack and maybe add another one.
Fremont winning it back in their attacking third. Again, there's Martinez. Ball cleared away.
I think we look for Fremont here is just how do they respond. They're going to a 4-4-2 now out of 4-3-3. So they're diamonding their midfield to kind of compete there. It's one of Columbus High's strengths is the midfield. So they can win that in the 4-on-3 advantage there and play up on their 2 center backs, so it becomes a 2-on-2 game. That's kind of what they're going to look for, see if they can break through.
Well, a chance here. But Freshour with the interception, and it's quickly shot towards the goal from midfield.
Barcenas, that's a heck of a rip. That's about 55 yards out to stay 2 feet high, so good save by Colwhite.
Colwhite's third. Here's we're 10 minutes in. And talking about what Fremont's trying to do in the second year under Coach Tisaya, as we do get another look here.
That's well struck. Good on Connor to stay into it. You know, it's easy to ball's way out like that. It might kind of be caught watching.
Free kick here, but as you mentioned, Coach Tigers will flip between a 4-3-3 and a 4-4-2. They're ultimately trying to play a delayed pressure where they pick and choose when and where they try to win the ball back and then counter. As here's Columbus threatening again.
Yeah, so what he means there is some teams will do like a high press, so they're going to try to press up as high at the field as possible, win it as high as they can. Fremont's going to more probably sit back about 30, 40 yards back, kind of bait Columbus High into an area, and then when they win it, they're going to counter out of it.
Dangerous corner sent in, back post, and just missing.
So that's what we talked about earlier, bringing Enesh up on free kicks, corners there. So he's pretty accurate with those. Showed his athleticism there. Gets pretty high.
And as a coach, what should you have done there to find the back of the net? How do you make that?
He hit it well, just off just by a hair.
Reminder, this first half is brought to you by John Henry's, our first half sponsor. From our family serving yours, John Henry's. Tigers have a free kick here.
On their last free kick went to frame. I would expect the same here.
Would have been had it not been deflected by a Columbus defender. Dangerous ball in, and then Freshour is there. Chance to spring a counter.
Transition
Good individual skill.
Nicholas Bennett driving up the wing here. What you'll see there is it's kind of the same pattern on what they got on their first goal. Attack the width, see if they can create a gap through the midfield, looking for that centering pass. But well defended there by Fremont.
Columbus having a substitution here as Bennett prepares to throw.
Having offsides on after the throw, pass back. Doesn't see him though. There it does. So on the initial throw, he can't be offsides, but on the return pass, that's where the offsides is called. It was actually on the thrower, Bennett.
Resulting in a free kick back near the 6-yard box.
And I see Fremont's back in the 3 front.
As a coach, what's your preference, or is it really just a matter of personnel and game state?
Yeah, and I like a 3 front initially, and it just kind of depends on personnel. 3 front gives you a little bit more width. 2 front allows you to isolate center backs one-on-one and allows you to also get some width from the midfield. But it just kind of, I actually go back and forth even in club settings throughout the game. Starting a 3 front, just make a call, go to a 2 front. So kind of the flow of the game. A lot of people are familiar with both of those formations for the most part. And it's such a condensed high school season when you don't have a lot of time with these kids. Those are probably 2 of the most simplest ones to implement. And one player we haven't talked about a lot in the game is Spencer yet for Columbus High. It's been more of a back to front game, not really playing through the midfield. Typically, as he goes, they go. They're up a goal now, so he's just kind of been able to settle in, still controlling the game with his actions and help guiding the team.
We're 15 minutes in, nearly. Again, the lone goal coming by Alan Adame in the 9th minute, making it 1-0 Columbus. Brandon Axmit, John Brzezinski with you here on News Channel Nebraska. Familiar face in the soccer community.
Yeah, Jamie, it's good to see Jamie helping out this year with Columbus High. Nicholas is dad, Central Women's College coach. Also former Columbus High boys coach and girls coach.
Nice move by Deonda. And strong challenge there. Free kick awarded.
Yeah, good strong run there. Staying on the ball and comes in from behind, cleats into him. Kind of got sandwiched there. This is one of Jason's strong points here is free kick delivery. Probably going to look for second post, far post delivery on this one. Can they find Esch again?
This is from 26 yards out. Very dangerous ball. Back post goes high.
Yeah, down the receiving end there.
Reminder that high school sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com as we see another replay brought to you by Beatrice Community Hospital.
As the game's continued, it's been more of a Columbus High kind of dictating the tempo of the game. Fremont more direct. Really, in those instances where they can't get someone on the ball, it's just Columbus High another chance to build.
And there you see head coach John Arlt, 14th year with this program. And he's a Columbus High guy of 82, state champ wrestler.
Tough guy.
98 pounds. As Columbus looks to counter here. And Kirby, good job getting off his line.
You see, John's a state champ wrestler, obviously accomplished, mentally tough type. So he's instilling that into his team program. They've been, again, strong defensively. Always competitive, never quit, and that's kind of a staple of their program.
Well, and you would know as a coach, how difficult is it to never have, even just one bad season where you have a losing season, but to consistently be above 500 year in and year out? What goes into maintaining and sustaining that type of success?
Well, a lot of different factors. The expectations, culture. Our youth programs here in Columbus are pretty successful, pretty large, feed into all three of the schools. So, and the kids just play a lot. They play a lot of soccer throughout the season. They're also multi-sport athletes. So, starting to see more of a transition into more, two-sport, and soccer is obviously one of the big ones at Columbus High. I see a kid like Tanner Esch, three-sport athlete. Typically the best athlete on the field in every sport he plays, and and that kind of also carries over. Quinn Freshout, three-sport athlete, so you'll see all these different kids competing.
We're about the halfway point. Columbus enjoying the 1-0 advantage. Bennett tackled by, I believe that's Langfeld. Another one of the stronger players on this Tigers team.
Unfortunately, there for Fremont, just got their advantage taken away there and on the attack. Fremont was fouled but kept the ball, and then made a pass in transition, and the referee called it back. Frustrating for a center back when your run of the game might get delayed.
That was about
Fremont put some direct balls on from distance and pretty accurate. So Connor's getting tested and handling everything real well.
I was trying to do the math. That's officially was a 65-yard boot to the keeper here. That one intercepted by Mejia as he now pushes forward, finding Bennett. Good 1-2 here to Deonda. Just a little too much on that one. Let's remind you of you back in your glory days. Putting it on
same
frame.
Position, but I didn't kick it that far. Definitely same position, though. I'm impressed with, Fremont has hit some pretty direct balls. And so you see them there play through the lines, which means they're going to try to go from their back into their front three, and then they'll drop it back into the midfield. So they're kind of bypassing middle on the first pass, but then setting him up on the second pass. And you do that sometimes to alleviate a lot of that pressure that Columbus High might be putting on from the front, and it also keeps the ball of Columbus High's strength, which is typically in their mids.
Columbus launching another attack here. Ball sent in and goes wide. And we'll take this time to remind you this first half is brought to you in part thanks to O Street Carpet in Lincoln. Check out Steve Carper and the crew near the intersection of 17th and O for all your flooring needs.
You've seen Columbus High in their attack hit more than the flank areas, whether it's been the right or the left. Looking in to open up that pass in the middle, which is how they got their goal.
Good job by Colwhite there. Calm, cool, collected. Fremont still applying pressure. And a gamble. A 3-on-3 situation for the Discoverers. And that's excellent work to win that one back and stop the counter. That was Jose Martinez for Fremont.
Well, you've seen there, so Fremont in that instance, a little bit late in stepping, allowed Columbus High to get out in the transition. Columbus High misses at the pass, and then Fremont's coming back. And so 2 big moments in transition by each team.
And there's Spencer who gives it a go. Not far away.
Good strike, left foot. That sure shows you don't need a big window to shoot. Makes a slight touch to the left, hits it just in that little window. See a lot of kids sometimes hold the ball a little bit too long. Want this little perfect touch, but that's good by Jason.
"16 minutes and change remaining here in the opening half. Brandon Axmit, John Brzezinski with you on News Channel Nebraska. Thursday night soccer here in Columbus. Discoverers with the 1-0 advantage thanks to Alan Adame's goal in the 9th minute. Dangerous opportunity if Adamo can get there, and just too much on the ball.
Good ball, but that's a good ball into the channel. Rolls out, so it's a deep throw for Fremont. Allows Columbus High to step up here, kind of lock them in. And you see now you see this big gap with Fremont, so they're going to try to get this ball up quickly. So there's about a 30-yard gap between the lines here.
Well, be sure to stay tuned for our halftime show brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority. 15 minutes and change until our Columbus Community Hospital halftime show. Glad that you're with us as Fremont has a free kick here.
Arsenis, a lot of work on these so far. Another well-struck ball.
And Columbus takes its free kick quickly. Attempting to switch the field again, having success on that left wing. That was good defending by the right back, who is slow to get up.
Just a little mid-air collision there as they both went for the ball. I think he actually called handball on that.
It's Anthony.
Handling call, Columbus High.
It's Magana. Here's another look.
I can't really tell whether he, he signaled into his shoulder there, so I don't know if he called handling or if he ended up calling the contact.
The end result being a free kick for Fremont, as they're still trying to create some decent opportunities. You definitely say Columbus has been in control thus far. Here's a chance. Spencer charging into the box. Excellent cross. No one's there for the Discoverers. Just missing those who were.
Yep. He's going to call push in the back there. That was a great pass into Spencer as he overlapped. Good run by Jason here. Gets it off just as it crosses, just as before it crossed the end line. So in those instances where your teammate there, you almost get caught too close to the goal, and that's what you saw there. The service was just behind the runners.
You always talk about timing entering the box as a coach. What strategies or techniques do you tell a player on how to time that run and when to
give them
charge?
Reference points, and always trying to make sure you stay behind the ball. And in those instances, they stay behind it, but they probably got inside the 6. Try to tell our kids to stay in between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot. Kind of that, we call it the slot area, just because see a lot of goals in that space. It's a good ball. Good job by Quinn there.
Freshour making a good play, then sliding in. Columbus fans, some of them wanting a foul, not getting the call, and Fremont throws it towards the box.
You know, both teams starting to energy level picking up here as teams have settled in, and you know, last year's result was 2-1 game, so it's a lot of those things coming back.
A couple of substitutions, one for each team.
Beltran back in, and I'm sorry, Deanda.
And it looks like it's Flores Castillo for Fremont. 12 minutes and change remaining. Glad you're with us. Thursday night soccer here in Columbus, Nebraska. Discoverers 2-3 on the season. Started out 2-0, have dropped the last 3. Fremont 2-2. They dropped their first 2, won their last 2, including a very big win the last time out against Lincoln East.
Kermit for?
As you mentioned in the pregame, first time against East in that powerful program that Fremont has won in 2 decades.
Well, that's a big win for a team. Doesn't have a ton of success. It's your second corner of their match here. So you can see Columbus going to bring up some bodies here, Esch and Meja. See if they can get a second goal here before half.
Another good corner from Bennett. Still ping-balling around, and we have a foul.
Yep.
Free kick, Fremont. That was dangerous.
Yeah. Quality ball by Bennett. Columbus sends runners in, makes things happen there. Just a little bit of contact on the keeper, and that's going to get called as foul every time. Both Columbus corners have led to good opportunities.
Here's Trinidad trying to charge forward. That is a rip.
Great save.
Fingertips to the woodwork.
Looks like I think they must have hit the post, or it just went over.
Man.
Hey, he's smiling.
Yeah, hit the post. But still, Connor was on it. Well done.
Just a little
good strike by Fremont once again, though, showing they can hit from about anywhere.
Trinidad leading the way with 3 goals for the Tigers so far this season. And that's what he has in his locker. Now under 10 to play here in the first half. This is Salazar showing off the footwork. Now to Spencer. And he goes down. Foul called on Jason Magana. Magana twins on this Fremont team, Jason and Brian.
playing off one another in the middle. A hard challenge from the back. That's obviously a foul. Some refs may caution that, some others don't. Again, seeing both teams be pretty direct, playing the ball from back to front. Trying to catch those back lines as they're stepping up, trying to pop a ball onto a runner.
We'll be sure to stay tuned for our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Sartor Heyman will help make your jewelry dreams come true. Check them out in Grand Island or either of their Lincoln locations. Still 1-0, 9th minute goal by Adame, the difference thus far. Columbus has really been emphasizing that left wing and trying to spring their attacks through it.
Yep.
Bennett goes down, no foul. Fremont dealing with the threat.
It's a pretty good job by Langenfeld there. Pretty experienced player.
Fremont now had a chance at a 4-on-4. Credit Columbus winning it back, and now Mejia going forward. And that'll be a free kick awarded to the Tigers.
Got Nicholas coming in from the back there. So ball before player, player before ball. That's what the ref saw there.
And a booming kick forward in the vicinity of Trinidad. Ball still in. Tigers drop it all the way back to Kirby.
When either teams have been able to kind of play that ball right there where they've been able to go from the back out to a wing or a midfield player, that's been there because there's this huge gap between their front line and their back line. So whichever team starts to get into that midfield space, going to start to control where the ball's being played through. Creates numbers advantages if they can connect that pass.
Good interception here for Fremont. And still searching for that really great opportunity. Best chance up to this point was that rip from Trinidad not long ago. Here comes another attack up that far flank. Excellent tackle.
That was a nice play by Armando there.
Nearing 5 minutes. Coverage today is presented by Currency. If you need help financing big ticket items, Currency is here to help. Find out more at gocurrency.com. And excellent tackle there by Mejia. You could speak from experience as a center back. What goes into and how do you have to weigh up and measure when to go in for that 50-50 ball and how to time it just right?
It's got to be able to know you can get there. And Mayo committed to it and went to it. You know, there's also kind of knowing your opponent too. coming up against a player you know is pretty quick and fast, and it's that ball like that, you're going to probably sit back and delay that just a little bit. But, you know, good decision by Maya there. And in that case where you can't win it standing up, he takes the slide and wins it.
And free kick. Like the official is going to have a little bit of a word with the player, but no card.
It's always an interesting thing when, you know, we're calling a game and you hear something. People around there always want that card shown, but not every foul's a card. The ref's gonna let the players kind of feel those things out, correct those things, and if then that doesn't happen, then the referee starts to step in. I don't think anything we've seen today has been card worthy.
And through here to Bennett. Flag stays down. Great shot, a better save. Kirby stepping up when called upon.
That was a great save. Great run by Nicholas. Great pass. Must have been just on the line there. AR says it was in. Timing him has just been right out on there.
It's the fourth shot on target for the Discoverers. Let's see it again.
And, you know, Nick hits in the right spot. Keeper makes a nice save. And keeper cuts the angle down there. And Nicholas still hits a nice shot, aiming for that far post, and Kirby on that stop.
Two and a half remain before halftime. Columbus still with the 1-0 advantage. Fresh Hour trying to intercept, one back by Castillo.
I think with Columbus' back line, it's going to have, you know, maybe that's what Fremont's looking at is, you know, we're going to try to hit a long one here and there to just see if we can catch Connor. But so far, they really haven't made much of an effort to break down back line at Columbus High. And as Columbus High is pretty experienced there, it's really not hard to defend that. I'm sure that's something Jeremy probably addressed at halftime. You know, can they keep the ball more in the final third and attack those spaces versus just sending the ball in over the top with a defensive back line that's pretty experienced.
Discoverers getting bodies forward here for this free kick. You always hear the old adage, scoring right before the break can do tons for momentum. It'll be Fremont through.
Fremont here just wants to make sure nothing silly happens in the last minute. Columbus High's, again, not going to let anything behind them. Corner. So, not a great decision there by Fremont. You know, probably just want to clear that thing out of there. And now Columbus High's had two great chances here, sending an Esch up now. Meha. Final one here before half.
Danger dealt with. Fremont getting it out. And Discoverers
just going to ride this out.
That'll take us to halftime. 40 minutes gone. Columbus leading Fremont 1-0. 9th minute goal from Alan Adame, the difference. Stay with us here on News Channel Nebraska. Halftime show is coming up next.
The Halftime Report on NCN is sponsored by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health matters. NCN Sports is brought to you by Bank of the Valley. Together we go further. And by Bo's West Sports Bar and Grill. The place to be after the game is Bo's West Sports Bar and Grill in Columbus.
Building innovation, creating opportunity. That's the Superior way. Superior Industries of Columbus is a key player in forming the world's infrastructure. Their innovative equipment is used to build roads, hospitals, utilities, and other fundamental systems. But it's their culture that encourages bold ideas, creating new opportunities for people like you. And they want you on their team. Visit workatsuperior.com to learn more about opportunities available. Positions that include weekly pay, complete benefits package, on-the-spot bonuses for exceptional work, and a fun working atmosphere. Working with the most advanced equipment and technology you can find. Join the Superior team today.
Zollner Ford in Beatrice has options to make the process of buying or maintaining vehicles easy and enjoyable. If you have your sights on a new vehicle, a member of our sales team would love to show it to you in the warmth of our showroom or bring it right to your driveway. For maintenance, we offer a few options to make service appointments convenient, like free pickup and delivery within 25 miles of Beatrice, including all of Lincoln. We can also come to you with our mobile service unit to help quickly get going again. Zollner Ford in Beatrice. Sales and service with a smile.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
My brother RJ had me believe that he knew exactly what he was taking, but I don't think that during those times he was ever necessarily sober. We lost RJ at 32 to a prescription opioid overdose.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Absolutely beautiful evening in Columbus, Nebraska. It's always a good day, John, when you're covering soccer, but we were also out here Saturday. It's a tad colder. We will take this for spring weather.
And last year was miserable.
I think it was a minor tornado that we were covering soccer in, and we'll take the mid to low 60s as the sun sets here on the north side of town. And you have 6 minutes left in halftime. 1-0 your score. Let's take a look at those halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. And this was the opening scoring, John. Just great determination, attack that started on the left wing.
Yeah, and Adama's on the receiving end of it, continues through, pushes the ball in the net. So great to see from senior leader.
That goal coming in the 9th minute, Alan Adame netting it as mentioned. So his second goal on the season. Well, here's Spencer showing his footwork and having a shot from deep. Discoverers unofficially 6 shots, 4 of them on target in this first half.
Yeah, I think every shot we've seen, aside from the goal, been a distant shot. So neither team really breaking each other down yet.
And that was Fremont's best opportunity. That's Alex Trinidad, leading goal scorer for the Tigers. Off the woodwork on that occasion. Fremont with 3 shots, 3 of them on target, and Columbus nearly doubling its lead had it not been for great heroics by Kirby.
Yeah, and position well, good technique, pushes the ball out. Off a great strike and run by Nicholas Bennett.
And that gets you to your current score at halftime. Again, those halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. 4.5 till we get back to soccer action. We'll be back here on News Channel Nebraska.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. And the big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with the wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
Well, welcome back here to Columbus High. We're about 2.5 minutes till we get to second half action. And while we love covering sports and soccer, sometimes things that happen are bigger than the game itself. And you'll see in the stands, and as you see on our screen here, teal green shirts being worn by Columbus High fans and students. And it's to remember a former Discoverer, and that's David Bennett. This is a year ago today. David lost his life, and the main thing is to remember David with these T-shirts, and also to raise awareness about mental health and encouraging you to, if you're dealing with something, to talk to somebody about it. And, you know, it's very tight-knit community, John, something that you're familiar with, not only Columbus but the soccer community. It shook everybody involved here a year ago, and it speaks to the type of person David was, that everyone wants to remember who he was as a person and obviously have an impact where things can come positively from what happened a year ago.
Yeah, and it was a year ago today, and definitely rocked the community. Friends from both Scotus, Columbus High, all across the town. David was a great young man. Miss him dearly, and think of his family often. And I think in those ways, soccer can bring those things together, and played a big part of David's life as a goalkeeper here. Jamie with his history of coaching and impacting a lot of people throughout the community. So as you see in the stands here, it's a great collection of people, and his mom's right there in the shirt that you see wearing. That's Julie, his mother, surrounded by family and friends.
Of course, how it's all connected. Nick Bennett, his brother, player currently on the Discoverers, and a year ago when it happened, 2 days afterwards, Columbus played Fremont. So it's full circle in terms of the opponent. And, pretty amazing how things played out. Nick decided to play in that game, and it was a dramatic game that Columbus ultimately won, and Nick played a huge part in.
Yeah, and Nicholas scored the game winner, or the game time goal, and then in the overtime has the game winning assist with just a few moments left in the match. So, and Jamie happened to be at that game as well. So, big moment in tragedy. So great to see them out here tonight, and again, remembering David this evening especially, but every day.
And that brings us now to second half action as we shift back to the soccer game at hand. 1-0 your score. Discoverers on top. Alan Adame, 9th minute goal, the difference. So, Coach, if you were in Jeremy Tasaya's shoes, what do you think that halftime speech was to the Tigers?
Well, I think Fremont needs to really try to get into the back third of Columbus High as opposed to relying on a lot of these balls over the top or a long shot, because it's just going to be really tough to beat Connor Colwhite on a long shot from 45 or 50 yards out. So we have to take our chances and ability to find Trinidad on this right wing. Also, maybe draw some defenders out and find some opening passes through the midfield.
Flip side, your Coach Arlt, what do you tell the Discoverers?
Well, I think with Columbus High, I think for them, controlling more of the tempo of the match. You haven't Spencer on the ball much at all in this game. It's been more direct aim for them as well, which at times has kind of left them open for counters. Just Fremont hasn't been able to take advantage of it. You see Columbus High has already moved Beltran into the back line just to kind of neutralize Trinidad on this right side. So you got Beltran playing left back now for Columbus High versus Trinidad on the right wing for Fremont.
And it was something that the Discoverers liked in that first half, or maybe perhaps in the scout. They were attacking that left wing. See if that continues here in this half as there's a good cross into the box. Discoverers, though, deal with it.
And you see Thomas Adabo playing now at the left wing on the ball here. And that speaks volumes. You got a freshman getting some minutes here on a pretty veteran team. Says a lot about his ability and what Coach Arlt sees from him. His older siblings have played here, so been around the program.
That one getting away from Bennett, so it'll be a goal kick here for Fremont.
It's one great thing. Columbus High has installed these lights, so we're playing under the lights for the first year here at Columbus High, their second game.
Shout out to Athletic Director Tim Kwapnowski. He's very excited about the ability here to have those lights. It'd have to be a situation where you'd have to stagger games where you couldn't play girls and boys back to back, or in this case tonight, JV varsity. You'd have to at times go to Wilderness. Now a lot more of those games can be played right here at the new field. I called it new. I know it's 6 or 7 years now, but the high school's been in existence, but the light's the newest addition.
Yeah, and it makes a big difference.
And dangerous there as Colwhite doesn't handle it cleanly. Fremont, a shot from outside the box, or rather across. Dicey moments, though, for a second.
Yeah, and one of the few times you'll see that happen with him, but, Jason Spencer right there to clean it up, so well done by Spencer. Again, another long shot, which will be kind of been the theme tonight with both teams. You'll see it here. Spencer's there to clean things up.
When you see an approach like this with the long balls and the shots, and is that a situation where you're sort of conceding that perhaps your opposition is more skilled in a lot of areas, and that's how you feel your best chance to potentially get something, or what other thought processes go into that type of strategy?
Yeah, you're trying to get the ball in the attacking third as much as you can, and like we've talked about, they just haven't been able to possess it enough to. That ball was already out. That was already out. Maybe a corner kick for Fremont.
Okay, so fans gasping here, but Brzezinski all over it. So this was out. And the AR called it, but wow. Good skill, regardless.
I think you've done that in men's league, haven't you, Brandon?
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday, that's right.
Not at all a chance that I'd pull about 10 discs. Is there 10 discs in the back? You would know.
Yes.
There is?
There's
Okay.
more.
All right.
About 26, give or take.
We can turn this into a soccer / anatomy, biology broadcast.
I think the fans would definitely appreciate more soccer, less science.
Another shot from deep, a dangerous one. It goes just wide, but I think you would say Fremont, to start this half, they're creating and putting themselves in better chances than they were for the majority of the previous 40 minutes.
Yeah. Higher quality chances, not so far. 25, 30 at distance is much more doable than 60. All these players have shown the ability to strike a pretty good ball, so that's pretty good service with the outside of your foot.
Chance for another shot, deflected.
I think what you'd like to see out of Columbus High in this situation, can they start to establish a little bit of control and weather the storm? Fremont's throwing numbers forward here early, try to get an early goal to tie this game and expend some energy.
It nearly fell dangerously. There's a shot, takes a deflection, and another corner for Fremont.
And that's a pretty good thing that they deflected that. It was definitely on frame, and Connor had set to make the save.
Columbus a chance to spring a counter here, perhaps up to Bennett, and Tigers do recover. One goes out of play. Langfeld to throw it in quickly to Kirby.
And what you see in these fields is that you look out there and watch the game develop. It's Fremont backline with the Columbus High's forwards, 50, 60 yards away is Columbus High's backline with Fremont's forwards. There just isn't much in the midfield for either team. And that's why we're seeing this game open up like this and just be back and forth, back and forth.
Eight minutes gone here in the second half. Still 1-0, but Fremont enjoying some decent opportunities after not having many in the first 40 minutes. Columbus thus far weathering that storm. Fremont again a chance to launch a counter, but it's dealt with by Beltran. And it'll be a free kick. That's Spencer who took the knock.
Yep. Quick turn, and as turn pulls off, Fremont came through. He's all right. Little gamesmanship there. Sell a foul.
Booted forward on that free kick. Skitters wide, no one there. Where do you stand on the gamesmanship meter? When is it appropriate? When's it not? Scale of 1 to 10. Where are you comfortable for as a player or the team you're coaching? Putting you on the spot.
I'm not big into it. I just want to see the game played, and there's time and place for it, obviously. But I like to see the ball in play, and let's keep the action going. And the thing with that sometimes is, when you see those things, and then when the legit thing happens, but the ref kind of knows what's going on, you're not going to get a call like that. So it's just part of the game. That's, you see it in basketball, you see it in everything, you see it in every sport, so it's just part of it.
Reminder that high school sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com.
One of those instances where Columbus High did find a right wing player in transition there. And it's, again, with those big gaps, if you find a player, he just ran the ball for about 50 yards, which is what you'll see in these types of situations.
Trinidad clears it away for Fremont. Good chance to let you know this second half is brought to you in part thanks to Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Husker Rehab, our second half sponsor, as we are 11 minutes in. Bennett trying to get to the corner. And it'll be a goal kick.
Pretty good defending there with Langenfeld. Those two have had some nice battles tonight, 1-on-1.
Well, if history teaches us anything, we might see a shot on frame here from Fremont. Then they did it from further in the first half.
Yeah, I would anticipate this going to the frame.
Off the upright.
Wrong football.
That's, and again, about a 65-yard kick in the air.
Yeah, they've got the ability to put those in, but again, not high percentage stuff. And with just not going to be Caldwell with a shot like that.
Battle here in the midfield. Fremont comes away with it. Ball still at the feet. I believe that was Trinidad. Now Columbus with it, and that we're doing play on here.
Gave the advantage.
It'll be Fremont ball.
Yep. So on that, definitely a foul or a hard challenge, but Columbus High kept the ball, played on, and results in Columbus High taking the ball out of bounds. So Fremont throw coming the other way.
No. 26-24.
So clock stops here while Columbus players tended to. We'll take a quick break here. 26-24 remaining. You're watching high school soccer on NCN.
The way we use electricity has changed a lot over the years. What hasn't changed is our commitment to make sure it's there the moment you need it. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
And welcome back. Brandon Axmit, John Brzezinski with you. So, injured players able to walk off the field for Columbus. We'll be back in action shortly. If you're just joining us, 1-0. Alan Adame scoring in the 9th minute for the Discoverers, which is currently the difference. Columbus pretty much in complete control in the first half. Things have shifted a little bit in the second. Fremont getting a few more opportunities, shots on target, and applying more pressure, but up to this point have not been able to break through.
Yeah, they expended a lot of energy in that first 10 there. Now you're starting to see the field start to tilt back into Columbus High's favor here a little bit. So, again, if there can be some sort of established possession plan, getting the ball forward and into that final third, I think Fremont will have higher likelihood of tying this game. But if it's not, it's just going to be 1-0 the rest of the way, I bet.
Well, now we have a Columbus substitution.
I think there was a card.
Oh. I think you're right. It would
They gave a booking there to Dame.
So would believe been for something perhaps said or taking his time.
Allen's a captain, so might have went up and asked the ref something. Maybe the ref didn't take it that way, so didn't really notice it. We weren't paying attention that close to that.
Well, now we are officially back in action, but as you pointed out, believing Adame given a yellow.
So in high school soccer, when that happens, he has to come off the field for a brief moment, and then can enter back on whenever a coach allows him. So a player comes on for him.
They're getting a look at the Discoverer bench as Columbus with a free kick.
So we'll see. Columbus Ice bring a lot Esh up on this one again, so Jason's probably going to hit the second post.
Off the head.
It looks like
Discover.
Deonda. Definitely those two guys are the targets on those free kicks. Another quality service from Jason Spencer.
Ball sent forward. That will roll out for a goal kick. 1-0 your score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Go green with E15. And Philip at your nearest A-stop today. Brandon Axamit, John Brzezinski with you. Thursday night soccer here in Columbus, Nebraska. Discoverers trying to snap a 3-match losing streak coming off a 3-2 defeat last night in Kearney. A game they had a 1-0 advantage at half. Ultimately fell 3-2. But so far, so good. Almost 60 minutes in.
Yeah. You know, we talked about it in the pregame about coming off a game like that. A big rivalry game where you expend a lot of energy, but Columbus High doesn't look tired to me, I don't think. You know, I've been able to get up and down the field here as this game's opened up, but, you know, as the game gets into these last 20 minutes, you might see them try to establish the game or establish possession, slow it down just a little bit so it doesn't continue to be this back and forth affair.
So we're still playing. It was what looked to like be a hard collision, but official not having any of it. Sounded like there was ball that was got. And the player is still down. And that is Spencer. So we will have another stoppage in play.
Now that he stopped it, they're going to wave the coach on.
And he looks to be okay.
And he's able to, that's good to see him able to jog it off here. Dame comes back in. One nothing ball game as Fremont tries to equalize here. That's challenges is going to get a little bit more physical. So we'll see if referee's able to, keep things under control here.
So that rolls all the way back to Cole White, and we're back in action. You talk about it too, as the soccer season in Nebraska, high school soccer particularly, is so condensed. As a coach, what type of strategy goes into navigating all the games as they come quick and fast?
Well, if you have depth, you want to get kids on throughout the year, even if it's 5 or 6 minutes in there. That's some rest for your key players as the season goes, but with reschedules and everything like that, perfect example, they're playing 3 games in a row here, so not a lot of time to train, so you're always playing, and then there's a lot of time to work on the little things that you might need to, that you might struggle with in a game if you're playing game. Well, you can't really go in hard in a training session, so it's tough. It's tough at times. It's it's not like the club season where you're playing for 3 or 4 or 5 months and training sessions in between games. So from first game to last game in the high school season, for example, it's 5 weeks. Teams are playing 13 dates in 5 weeks. That's a lot of games in a short amount of time.
Columbus, as you sort of mentioned, has sort of reasserted control here the last 5 to 10 minutes after withstanding Fremont's burst out of the gates to start the half. It's still just 1 goal separating the two. You have Brian Magana with it, trying to play it forward.
Nice play by Freshour to make that turn. That's how easy that it is for each team to just kind of get out. Now you got another transition ball. So now there's going to be a big run for Mayhaw here. The space is there. Advantage.
Opportunity for the Discoverers. Looking for that goal to double the lead.
So again, like we talked about, you'll see those moments where fans want that call, but there's no foul there.
We're officially halfway through this second half, which is brought to you in part thanks to Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. Brandon Axmit, John Brzezinski with you. 1-0 Columbus. On top, a win would put them back at 500 on the year. Win would put Fremont over 500, coming off a season where they didn't win a single game, already with 4 games into this season.
And both teams definitely playing for something. Columbus is one of the state top 10 preseason teams, so probably not expecting to be 2-3 at this point this season. So they're looking to kind of right that ship, so to speak, and as we enter into this final month of the regular season, preparing for opportunity to host districts. And in Class A, you got to be in that top 7 to host, and it's a big advantage if you can host a district here and not have to travel to play. It's a corner. Yep.
Excellent effort. Discoverers win the corner. It's the 5th for them tonight.
Good hustle by Deanna up the right side to get to the ball, played off of Fremont's player. And Columbus High looking to add to it here.
Dangerous ball. Unable to find the target. Goal kick.
Like Adabo there, a freshman, getting his head on it. Thomas.
So as a high school coach, when you approach corner kicks, is there a certain amount of different sets you run? Are you saying always go for the near or the far post? Just sort of like how do you coach
we have
approaching?
Different sets that might, whether it's scouting or you might see advantage of where things can go, but typically you have a first post ball, second post, middle of the box. So and it's on the server to whether the coach calls it or the players call it. Just kind of depends on the situation here. Now we're going to see a retaliation type foul here. Leads to a booking.
So that goes to Bennett. You can perhaps hear it. Things getting a little more tense here for the fans as well.
Yep. That was definitely a kind of a laying in fiddle, getting him battling all night, and each have gotten the better of each other at moments, and Alex came away with that ball in that moment. So it's that swipe there that you see that is a reason for the caution. I think you'll see as anytime the ball goes out of bounds, it's going to be one of those things where Columbus High will take their time, melt some clock here. It's about 30 seconds each time ball goes out of bounds. So if you're Fremont, obviously want to keep the ball in play as much as possible. Not give up a possession.
Throw goes to Adabo. And that'll be a Fremont throw off Beltran there. 16.5 to go. High school sports on News Channel Nebraska is brought to you by Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. And on that time, just nobody on the receiving end for Fremont.
Yeah, just missing that connecting pass. Trying to find those forwards as they bypass through the midfield. Just haven't been able to hit that.
And we're still playing. Columbus player went down. Referee says stay up. Fremont trying to counter there. Gets away from him and goes to Colwhite.
You know, and that kind of goes to our prior discussion before where it's going to be tough to probably get a call in these situations just because referee's going to let these things want to play out. And
good effort to keep it in there in the far corner.
Looks like Salazar there.
Columbus throw. So when you're Fremont and you're obviously already aware that you need to get that goal and you've been playing more aggressive, when is it that you make that call, you know, to gamble even a little bit more and get more bodies forward?
Yeah, I was just going to lead into that, but it'll be coming here within 3 or 4 minutes that whether they throw an extra body forward. Nice play. Dabo on the header and keeper makes a nice save.
Kirby having an excellent game to keep the Tigers in it.
I think both keepers played real well. Been up to task of making saves when called upon. You know, Kirby's been tested more from close distance or close range and has made 2 really good saves. And good service and good header by Adabo there. Kirby's able to change direction, make the save to his left. So again, anytime ball goes out of bounds, you're going to see important time come off the clock for Fremont.
Here comes a run from Beltran. A shot from distance, and Kirby's there again. And clock is stopped here. And it looks like we'll have a yellow issued to Fremont. Looks like it's Martinez.
And guessing, again, descent, so probably sets up and referee.
Now referee giving what you'd assume is the explanation to Coach Tasaya about what happened.
So actually, he's supposed to, if there's a card issued in the game, they roll over, tell the coach what it's for, also tell the opposing coach. That's standard practice for high school. So that was likely dissent, which means, didn't agree with the referee, said something.
So now just being determined where the... All right, now we're back in action. So it goes back to the keeper. We're playing.
Yeah.
No free kick.
Nope. And I would expect at some point Fremont to throw a body forward or change from a 4 to a 3 back just to get more numbers forward, whether they go 3-4-3, 3-5-2, something, just to put some more pressure on Columbus High's back line.
Again, another run forward from Mejia. And a roll out of play. You have to say Columbus has successfully gotten Fremont out of that rhythm they started with, and time continuing to tick away. Again, there's certainly more than enough for Fremont to get that equalizer, but they aren't in that same rhythm they were at the start.
Yeah, agreed. Good play by Freshour. That's not easy to do as you're running back to your goal line and playing the ball with your right foot.
And we're going to have a free kick awarded to the Discoverers and another yellow for Fremont.
And gets some hand there and pulls him down on the attempt to break away. So, the way that things have started to unfold here, that's going to be a caution in this game for sure. Like each team has 3 now, or 3 for Columbus, 2 for Fremont.
That's what I have for my count. As this is sent to the box, headed, but not going to trouble Kirby, who, as we've mentioned, has had a great performance thus far. Columbus has had several opportunities where it very well could have been more than one goal finding the back of the net.
They're going to foul on Fremont. Tried to, he was going to see if the advantage was going to play out, but didn't, so he calls the foul.
Good ball sent in. Fremont getting it out for the time being. One back, intercepted by Beltran. And Bennett causing problems before it bounces off his shins, out of play. Now Fremont quickly getting 3 subs onto the pitch.
Officially really seen any adjustments yet from Fremont in terms of formational changes, and maybe some coaches do it at 10 or less, some do it 5 or less, but some don't necessarily make tactical change. So
Anthony Garcia, and now boomed forward. Call White does a good job getting to the ball and finds an outlet. Reminder, we'll be talking to the winning head coach after this one as a part of our Sarpy County Tourism Coaches post-game interview. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at gosarpy.com. Right now, if things stand, it'll be John Arlt. We'll get his thoughts, as it would be for the Discoverers snapping a 3-match losing streak if this result holds.
Yeah, I'd say last 15, 20 minutes, really, Fremont hasn't really put anything worth note of challenging Connor Carl-White. Columbus High has been able to kind of tilt the field, although they've had some shots, but nothing real of substance other than Odabo's header. They don't necessarily have to score to add to their lead. They just got to preserve what they got right now.
Under 8 to play. Brandon Axelman, John Brzezinski with you for the final moments here. For those tuning in, the lone goal came in the 9th minute. Alan Adame for the Discoverers on an attack up the left wing. Ball got into the box. Adame got onto the end of it, got it past Kirby, and that's been the deciding factor up to this point.
I'd like to see Fremont can send these long balls in, but they need to have some layer underneath the first ball to win that second one that is going to get knocked down. Well done by Call White to grab that out of the air.
And Bennett just too much on it there. Fremont still with 4, I guess sort of 3 on the back line now. But as you mentioned, it's almost coming to now or never time for the Tigers to make their move.
Yeah, they really haven't pushed numbers up.
Columbus continuing to make it difficult. Mention the fact the defense, one of the strengths of this unit. Currently holding on to that shutout. Chance here. And some last rather ditch defending coming up big for Fremont. Not allowing that clean shot.
Nope.
Ball at the feet of Garcia. Beltran attacking, gets it on his right foot, a shot, and again Kirby's there. The follow-up.
Well done, Deanda.
Slamming the door shut. As the Discoverers lead 2-0. And it's Deanda who secures the victory, you would assume, for Columbus at this point in the match.
It's a great shot by Beltran. Deanda there for the follow and just heads it right down on the ground, which you want to do as an attacker. And then gets his last foot on it. So great play by Beltran on the run. Well done by Deanda to clean it up.
And that, I believe that shirt's for David.
Yep.
Referencing the year anniversary, and looks like Discoverers will come away with the win, barring some craziness in the last 4.5 minutes, but that was what they needed to provide a little bit of security here.
Yeah. And if, Fremont doesn't necessarily change anything on what they're going to be doing here in the last 5 minutes, it'll be a good win for Columbus on a really emotional, important day for them.
It'll be a Fremont throw. Looking forward to, again, it's such a condensed schedule, but next match for Fremont is a game in Norfolk.
A little weekend tournament. Norfolk invite this weekend. One day affair. I think they have 2 games.
And yeah, on the flip side for Columbus, they'll be at Northeast on the 1st.
So again, Friday off, and doubt they'll be training tomorrow, so you come back and jump in another game on Monday. And then we're in the last 4 weeks season. So you're going to see Columbus take this to the corners.
And that shot from deep off the
football post.
Yeah, not quite the woodwork of the goal. Well worth another look, courtesy Beatrice Community Hospital. As again, we're under 2 minutes. So and you see Columbus going to be going to the flag and trying to just bleed this clock.
Yep, he's offsides.
You mentioned the importance of getting this victory and back on the winning track. What did you see from the Discoverers here tonight that brought them to this?
Well, both goals were hustle goals. Players finishing runs, not necessarily the primary runner, but guys off the ball finishing loose balls. And again, kind of that no quit, grit type attitude that they're known for. They're always going to be competing. So, especially coming off an emotional game with Kearney where, take a lead, give up some goals, and then, not able to get the result. So, kind of a character win for them as well. Fremont did some good things too. They were able to keep Columbus on their toes a little bit, but just didn't establish anything to challenge the back line for Columbus. So, going forward, I would imagine that will be something that Coach Josiah works on or discusses. Definitely an improved program from years past.
Yeah, when you go from 0 to 2 and from one season to the next and you're only 4 games in, a lot to feel good and encouraged about.
Yeah, and been competitive in all their matches as well, so, and you couldn't say that before.
Game's final seconds. And that finds the back of the net. And official points to the spot, so Discoverers make it 3-0 to wrap it up. And as the clock expires, off the woodwork. And that gives you the final of 3-0. Oh, and in fact, official gets back to the AR and it's waved off.
Yep.
I kind of thought that seemed like it was a little late. Regardless, results the same.
Yep.
2-0 officially your score. More importantly for Columbus, they improve to 3-3 with the win. And with that, we'll head to break and get ready to talk to Coach Arlt and our Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Schaefer's, we're more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones, and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination. And welcome back. So it's officially 2-0. Columbus gets the victory and improves to 3-3 on the season. Let's take a look at those top plays brought to you by Currency. Does your business need help financing big ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Beautiful Thursday evening in Columbus, Nebraska. The Discoverers trying to snap a 3-match losing streak, hosting Fremont, coming off one of the program's best wins in recent history their last time out, taking down Lincoln East 2-0. Early on, it was Columbus who would strike first. Ball bouncing around, and Alan Adame gets on the end of it and squirts it across the line. 9th minute goal, Columbus on top in that first half. Second goal of the season for Adame. Now, this was the best opportunity for Fremont in that first half. Leading goal scorer Alex Trinidad giving it a shot from distance, just missing his what would have been 4th goal of the season as that goes off the woodwork. It remains 1-0 late in the first half. It was nearly 2-0. Nick Bennett put a lot on that one, but Caleb Kirby with a better save, who had one of many in this game. So it's 1-0 after the opening 40 minutes. We're in the second half now, and shot off the crossbar. Great effort. Wouldn't have counted because it was a Fremont corner, but because of the acrobatics, we needed to show you that one. Fremont came firing out of the gates the opening 5 to 10 minutes of the second half. There was another good opportunity, deflected away. And then Columbus getting an opportunity on the other end off the set piece. But once again, Kirby's there to deal with the threat. Now we're in the final 15 minutes of action. Another header. Kirby's there. But Columbus wanting to put the game to bed, nearly do it in the 5th minute, and they do on the follow-up. It's Deonda who finishes up and finds the back of the net. Brandon Deonda's 2nd goal of the season, and that would secure the victory for the Discoverers. And you see here, this a nod to a former Columbus player, David Bennett, holding up the shirt and remembering him as Columbus gets the victory, honoring their teammate and friend, and ultimately improving to 3-3 on the season with a 2-0 result. Well, we will hear from Coach Arlt and our player of the game, but before we do, John, any final thoughts on this one?
It's always great to be out here with you, my friend, and great game that we were able to witness. Columbus High, congrats to them on a good win for them.
All right. Well, stay with us. We'll take one more break and hear from Coach Arlt here on NCN.
Plumbing needs attention? Trust the experts at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. No matter the size of the job, John Henry's brings extensive expertise to handle everything your home's plumbing system requires. So whether your drain is clogged, your water heater needs an upgrade, or you want to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, we're here for you. Reach out to us today and discover why, since 1996, we've proudly served families as the most reliable plumbing company in the Lincoln area. John Henry's, our family serving yours since 1996.
Your ultimate hangout spot, Bo's West in Columbus, where big flavors and good times unite. Sink your teeth into our famous juicy burgers, mouth-watering wings, and enjoy our diverse menu options while playing Keno and pickle cards. Check out our beer garden, complete with refreshing adult slushies, ice cream, and Capri Suns. And for those with a thirst for more, our fully stocked liquor store is just around the corner. Why limit your happiness when you can enjoy it all day at Bo's West in Columbus? Because when it comes to good times, we're the heart of it all.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop by your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, meeting your sales, service, and parts needs.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Experience what banking local feels like. Bank of the Valley is owned and managed by the people within our community. This means our decisions are made right here by people who care about you and the communities we serve. Knowing our customers personally helps our experienced team provide the best solutions as your banking needs and goals change. Stop into our newest branch in Schuyler, Nebraska, or visit any of our other bank locations in person or online. Bank of the Valley. Together, we go further.
And welcome back here to Columbus High. Joining us, victorious head coach John Arlt. 2-0 officially the victory over Fremont. Coach, you snap a 3-game skid, back in the win column, back at 500. How you feeling about that?
Well, I feel really good because Fremont's a tough opponent, and you know, we came off of back-to-back games, and I thought the boys really performed well because I know we don't sub a lot, and so I know their legs weren't there, but they really fought hard tonight.
How important was it to get that early goal coming in the 9th minute by Adame?
We talk about that all the time, trying to get in the lead. Most teams play better when they're in the lead, but it allowed us, because we're dealing with 2 starters that were out with injuries, it allowed us to move Marcus Beltran back to his normal spot of left back since we got the lead, and that's where he stayed the rest of the game. So
I think for the most part you were well in control in the first 40 minutes. Fremont didn't really threaten too much, but early out of the gates, that second half, particularly those first 10 minutes, they brought a little bit more pressure. How are you able to weather that and get through it?
Well, you know, once again, I'm not quite sure because we talk about this at halftime. Last night we were up 1-0 at half, and in the first 12 minutes, Kearney put 3 on the board, and so we, you know, to get our focus, and once we got our nerves, maybe, I don't know what it was, got us under control, then we seemed to be all right then after that first 8 to 10 minutes. But that first 8 to 10 minutes, Fremont was bringing it, and we held on and, got through it.
Well, Coach, transitioning from the game to, something that going on today, specifically a year since David Bennett left us, and, there was fans, parents wearing T-shirts. You saw Deonda grab a T-shirt after that second goal. What did it mean, obviously, for this community and your team on this year anniversary to get the result? And then what was it like for the team in general?
It's something that you never forget, and they always have to deal with it. Obviously, Nick is still on the team, and I know the boys, they think about David quite a bit, and we wanted to, it wasn't necessarily about winning and losing. It's just about being out here playing the game and playing to the ability that we have. A couple of players were wearing shirts, warming up, and, like I said, we don't want to forget. We just want to make sure that everybody understands what's going on and to take mental health and things like that very seriously. So,
well, Coach, appreciate the time. And lastly, I'll ask you about Adama, who we are going to talk to. We talked about the importance of his goal. What does he offer this team in general?
Well, he's a 4-year varsity player. He's a 3-year starter. His effort level is just unbelievable, especially since he doesn't come out very much. He's an inspiration to some of the younger guys that see, what effort means, because you put in that effort, we see it. You're going to get some time on the field, and just everybody rallies around him because I know he's giving all that he's got. Now, sometimes it isn't as fast as some other players or as physical as other players, but I know he's given 110%, and what more can you ask for?
Coach, appreciate it, and wishing you best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring in our Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game, Alan Adame, getting the goal in the 9th minute. How about you just start us off by walking through what allowed you to find the back of the net?
Yeah, so, we had a crossing from Marcus Beltran, a good friend, and, ball came loose inside the 18. I knew I had to get it in, and so just like last year, I had the same goal tap in. Not the best goal I wanted, but, got it in the back of the net, so that's good.
Good news for you is they all count the same.
Yeah.
Coach talked about the emphasis of getting that early goal, jumping out on top, which is what you allowed your team to do. From a player's perspective, how does that change the way you play when you get that early goal, and how do you feel on the pitch?
Yeah. It gives us a lot more confidence, getting that first goal. It allows us to not sit back. I don't want to say sit back, but just keep up that energy, Getting that first goal allows us to keep that momentum and get the second and then almost a third right there at the end.
Speaking about momentum, started out 2-0, dropped the last 3, but you're now back in the win column. What do you think this will do related to the rest of the season? Yeah,
so this win, like we've been saying, it's huge, Like you said, we lost the last 3. Getting this win, I think this is where it's going to change, We're back, our mindset's back, winning those games, and winning this game here today is I feel like it's going to change it now.
And lastly, I want to ask you about David a year ago today, and this was something that the team obviously made a point to emphasize with the T-shirts and taking the picture afterwards. From your perspective as a player, what was it like playing and honoring him today in this way?
Oh, it's great. It's great to play for him because that's my brother. And Nick, I count him as a brother too. And just grew up with them, going over to their house, playing video games, whatever it is. Just love them, both of them.
Well, Alan, great game today. You're a player of the game, and best of luck moving forward.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
That's Alan Adame, our player of the game, getting the goal in the 9th minute as Columbus gets the victory 2-0, improving to 3-3 on this season. That will do it for us here in Columbus, but be sure to stay tuned on News Channel Nebraska. We have more sports coming up this weekend, Northeast Community College baseball, and of course, more soccer and high school baseball throughout the next 3 and 4 weeks of spring sports. For our terrific camera and production crew, Danny Alvarado and Connor Luby in the truck, and all of our camera operators braving the elements here today. We hope you enjoyed our coverage, and we will look forward to you seeing more sports on NCN this Saturday up in Norfolk.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.